What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Rich, back to bring your MLB props for Friday, July the 15th. Today, we have one day game between the Chicago Cubs and the New York Mets. I do like a Wilson Contreras under if you did want to go after that, and Taijuan Walker's Ks look pretty juicy as well. Recapping yesterday, I am in mourning. I did it again. I can't believe I trusted him. Austin Riley again let me down for, I don't know, the fifth time, sixth, I don't even know how many times he let me down by now. Juan Soto got it done, and Ty France broke out of his slump. Pete Alonso hit a bomb in garbage time, whatever. I mean, I didn't tout him fully. Julio Rodriguez did go over his run in RBI, like I talked about, and Corbin Burns also went over his strikeouts, and Carlos Rodon didn't quite get there. He hit 7, was terribly inefficient in the 4th inning. It happens. You know, not every pitcher can be a stud every time out. That's why going after these extremely high totals is very tough, but overall, not a bad day for the picks. But today, I do have a bunch of more stuff for you guys that I want to run over. A lot of names, some guys I'm fading, some guys I do like, and unfortunately, more Austin Riley. But what am I going to do? He's been hot. He's been good. So let's get into the picks and let's talk about it right now. So starting with Bobby Witt Jr., who is at the top of the list today up against Alec Manoa of the Toronto Blue Jays. Phenomenal pitcher, Cy Young candidate, has not been as good as he was at the beginning of the season. And that's worth noting simply because the Blue Jays are playing like dog shit right now. Yesterday, they go out there, the Royals don't have 10 of their starters, 5 of them in the field to actually play and bat, and they still lost 3-1. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They had Kevin Gausman on the mound coming back off an injury. Now today they have Alec Manoa. Alec Manoa should straight run through this AAA offense. But again, at this point, what do we do with the Jays? Can we trust them? They have Zach Greinke today. I like Bobby Witt today. Yesterday he had a home run in Rogers Center. So again, a guy who's been pretty hot recently, playing well. He's pretty much all they got. You know, their number one prospect in all of baseball. They got their number 2 prospect in there. They got a backup catcher behind. They got no outfield. Like, again, Bobby's going to have to do it on his own. He can get a steal, which is great. He's obviously can get on base at a very high clip. You see his numbers here, 9.85 over his last 14 and 12.25 over his last 7 over a hit per game. Not a ton extra base hits wise, but again, he can get a steal. So if he gets on base on accident with an error or something, he can still go over with the steal. So again, Manoa has a phenomenal upside, tremendous pitcher, but has been struggling a little bit lately, and I don't mind playing Bobby Witt in here. Like I talked about him a few days ago, he's just in a great spot with a very low total, massive edge. Probably not going to get to 10, but again, he did bomb yesterday, so I don't think I'm going to rule that out completely. Now, Josh Rojas against You Darvish, I don't know. He's been playing a lot better, but I can't do it. I think I could talk about him, and I could talk about how he's 10 points over the last 14, 11. Play at your own risk. You Darvish at home has been phenomenal this season. I just wouldn't go after it personally. I think I'd be staying away. Luis Robert, definitely worth playing. Dude hit a monster grand slam yesterday. 14.43 over his last 7. Obviously, the grand slam contributes to that. And 11.07 over his last 14. Up against Devin Smeltzer, who is not that good. Let's just be real. He's not very good. 1.38 pitch factor, so one of the highest on the slate, if not the highest on the slate. And obviously you see Jose Abreu underneath him here, both with great pitch value numbers, both with high totals. Again, you do have to get an 8.5 with Robert, but since Eloy Jimenez has come back, they have been clicking on all cylinders. I've been betting and actually making some good money on the White Sox. I like their money line today as well. I don't even believe they're favored in this matchup. They should be, especially with how Smeltzer is pitching. So I do like Robert, and if you wanted to stack and add Abreu, I do like that one as well. Now let's get into Austin Riley, who is the bane of my existence, honestly. 1.71 hits, 3.5 total bases. Up against Patrick Corbin. Oh, man. Patrick Corbin is just where money is made and dreams go to die. You see the 2.11 fastball factor and the 2.75 slider factor. That's how bad Patrick Corbin is. The Washington bullpen is terrible. This 5.1 p-val factor is one of the highest on the slate. If you want to play Austin Riley, it's not a terrible decision, but man, every time I play him, he just burns me. And so it's so difficult to recommend him. I would probably go after his total bases if you want to bet anything, because he can rip a double anytime and go over. You don't need him to get all these points or get assistance from other players. Like, he just keeps burning me, man. It hurts. But today the Braves should just straight wreck Patrick Corbin. Like, there's just no reason why they wouldn't. And so for me, I do like the total overall. Obviously, 8.5 is lofty for both these guys, but the way they've been hitting, especially Riley, unfortunately, there's a lot of reason to believe he could go over. I think if you wanted to go Witt, Robert, and Riley, I don't hate it. They're all playing very hot, and obviously Witt has an extremely low total. And then if you wanted to go after the White Sox with Robert, Abreu, and Witt, I like that too. We saw what the White Sox did yesterday, putting up, I believe, 9 runs on Minnesota. So overall, I think they played really, really well, and I believe that the White Sox will continue to roll today. So I do like that matchup as well. And then, of course, how can I not talk about him? My man, the main man, feel like I've been betting him over and over. Freddie Freeman, just been on fire this season, especially recently over his last 7. 16.83 fantasy points per game up against Patrick Sandoval. Pretty neutral matchup, but the advantage in the P-Val department. He's going to be advantageous against the changeup. That's the big pitch we're looking at here. The changeup is where he will do a lot of his damage outside of the fastball. It's just, can he be, decent against the slider, where he's about neutral right now. So I don't hate that, but I do like Freddie Freeman quite a bit. Like I mentioned, Wilson Contreras, a guy who could easily go under. 2.78 over his last 14, 1.4 over his last 7 up against Taiwan Walker, who will probably be up there in Ks today. You see also the P-Val factor is not good, not hitting the fastball well, not hitting the sinker either. So from those two factors, Walker should be incredible today. He should go over on his Ks, and I do like the over on his Ks, so I'd be definitely looking at that. And I would also be looking at the Brandon Woodruff Ks, guy who just has a phenomenal K9, a guy who should be right there. We saw what Corbin Burns did yesterday against San Francisco. I believe his total is 6.5. I love Woodruff today. I think he's in a great spot. I love Taiwan Walker if you want to go after him. So those are the two guys I'd be targeting so far. That's just where I see it. That's how I think it should go. Bobby Witt is a guy I really like. Luis Robert, Austin Riley, maybe Austin Riley. I'd probably rather go after Jose Abreu or Freddie Freeman personally. Everyone asks me, oh, Jordan, what are you playing? What do I play? Play Bobby Witt, play Luis Robert, and then have fun after that. If you wanted to play Brandon Woodruff or you wanted to play Taiwan Walker, like both those guys as well. Brandon Woodruff in particular, you wanted to throw a Witt, Brandon Woodruff play, I like that. You want to throw in a Brandon Woodruff and You Darvish pitcher fantasy score. I think his pitcher fantasy score is really low. I project him to get a quality start and a win. At that point, he's looking like he's in good shape. The Ks should be there. Pitches much better at home. I believe it's only 36.5, which is pretty reasonable compared to a guy like Manoa, who's at like 41.5. I get he's playing the Royals. He's got tons of upside. Shouldn't allow much of anything. But again, we said that yesterday when the Jays were minus 400 favorites and fucking lost to the AAA Royals. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop me a like and subscribe for future content. If I make you guys some money, that would be awesome. But overall, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like and subscribe. Bobby Witt, Luis Robert, and maybe Austin Riley if you're feeling spicy. I'm out. Peace.